Again, welcome to another Getting There series with AT University. My name is Clinton Normore. I'm the Associate Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion at AT University, otherwise known as ATSU. I am here with Renée Crawford, who in a minute we're going to learn more about her journey to getting here. But first, I want you to go to our website and visit us at www.atsu.edu/diversity. While you're also paying attention to what Renée has to say about her journey. And today is all about journeys. You know, the conference here, we're in Atlanta at the SNMA Conference 2017, where young folks like yourself come to interact with other professionals, aspiring doctors across the country, as well as current doctors. So you get to make some connections here as well. This whole thing of ATSU, this diversity idea is about diversity is more than you and about being the light of hope you wish to see in the world. You offer that to many. One thing that I like about you, Renée, that most don't know is that you were also a very accomplished athlete, a point guard like myself, which is also pretty good. And I appreciate the fact that through athletics, you've arrived here in a medical school that is far removed from the environment that you came from. So talk to us a little bit about what that journey is. First, give everybody your name, your school, and your year, and then tell us about your journey from the court to medicine.
Okay, so I'm Renée Crawford. I'm a first-year osteopathic medical school student at SOMA, so that's the Mesa, Arizona campus of AT University, and I always wanted to play basketball and be a doctor. So I was 5 years old, and I decided, based off the doctor's bag and all the little kits, I want to be a doctor because I want the medical kits. And then 8 years old, I read a biography and I go, I still want to be a doctor. Every time, high school, telling travel ball coaches, I'm going to be a doctor. And I want to go to medical school. I also want to play basketball and be able to compete at that level. So when I was looking at colleges to go to, I wanted to make sure I went to a university that would let me go the pre-med route as well as be able to compete. And so I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to play for Point Loma Nazarene University down in San Diego, California, and be in their pre-med program. So I majored in biology, and with the pre-med program, I was always told, okay, this is what you need to do. So at a smaller school, I would say it helped that I was a biology major because I was able to get first shot at the science courses that are prerequisites, such as your biology, chemistry, organic chemistry, physics, and take the upper division courses that most of the medical schools are looking for. At the same time, I was still able to be active with community service through my basketball team, as well as through church. So I was able to impact communities by my campus as well as back home. And so when after I got out of school, I decided to take some time off. I went into coaching, and where I coached was in Riverside, California. Riverside, California has some areas that are affluent, and then there are other areas that aren't as affluent. And one of my players, I got first sight of somebody who didn't have the best access to care. She has asthma. And I told her, if you don't have your inhaler, you can't practice, because I couldn't have a player at risk of getting sick. And she tells me I can't get an inhaler because I don't have insurance. So I had to go look up some information for her, tell her grandmother where she can possibly get an inhaler. So the next day, she does come in with an inhaler. Well, I also have asthma, and she had the same inhaler as me, so I checked the back to make sure the count was where it was supposed to be at. She started laughing, because she was like, you realize gonna make sure that she had the proper equipment to compete. So one thing that I did appreciate on getting to medical school was that as a player, I played a position point guard to where I was the coach on the floor. I was able to tell my teammates what the coach was saying and relay that information. Then when I transitioned into being a coach, I felt more as like I'm the medical school student now. And the head assistant coach is like the resident, and the head coach is the attending. So I had to take the information the head coach came up with, implement that with the lower level teams. And then I also had to do my own research on what would fit the personnel of my team and implement that. So it gives you how you can be innovative, which is what you do in basketball. You have to be able to create when the situation arises. And one thing I like some of the values and lessons I learned with basketball is how to be collaborative. You have to work with your teammates. It's not a one-person show, and you have to, as my coach would say, do your job. So getting into medical school, I knew some of the things that I had to have done for myself, but I also knew you want to be around people who believe in you and good mentors, people who write you good letters of recommendation, and who will help you become the best that you can be, because it takes a village. It's not just you by yourself. And so AT still stuck out because not only is it the first DO school, so the first school to go with the osteopathic philosophy, which is treating the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. It also happens to be that Dr. Phelps, the president of the school, does sports medicine, or he practiced sports medicine. And he also was a basketball player. When I got to the interview process with the SOMA campus involves some collaborative events where you have to do some team building. So being able to communicate, being able to understand the instructions, and being disciplined, which, as my coach said, doing the right thing the right way every time. You make sure that you always are doing the right thing the right way every time, and that you respect your teammates, or in this case, your colleagues, the faculty. And so just as I'm going through with this process now of getting near the end of my first year, I'd say all the stuff that I learned in undergrad, growing up, and now is being able to do the SNMA conference. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, is that it's all collaborative. We have to collaborate as a people to help each other stay focused, and then to help our community. We have to collaborate with other community leaders. To help our schools, we have to collaborate with others in promoting the school, the institution. And then in medicine, you collaborate with the nurses, you collaborate with social workers, you collaborate with optometrists, dentists. So you're treating the whole person, as well as spiritual advisors. So that's
fantastic. And you touched on a myriad of things. One thing really quick I want you to touch on is that unique model that the School of Osteopathic Medicine in Arizona has. We have the Kirksville College of Osteopathic Medicine in Missouri, but in Arizona, SOMA has a very unique educational model. So talk about that real quick.
Okay, so SOMA's educational model is called a 1+3. So you do 1 year on-site, it's didactic. Year 2 is also didactic, but you get clinical experience in year 2. So the thing that makes SOMA unique is that we're connected to the community health center. So it's a CHC model. So you have CHC sites in Hawaii, Central California, Portland, Seattle, Flagstaff, which is Arizona, Phoenix, which I'm in Phoenix for Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, Chicago, Washington, D.C., South Carolina, and Ohio. They are looking to open up more CHCs in the future. Supposedly San Diego is on the watch list, so that's exciting right there. But it's where your second year, everyone goes about 9 to 10 people per site. Some sites have a little fewer because based on class size. But you get to choose your top 3 when you get accepted. And the school does its best to match you with your top 3. And people make changes throughout the year. So you're going to know by the end of the first year what your CHC is. And each CHC has its own specific patient population and patient needs. So your second year, you will be doing your courses via vodcast. You will go to your community health center base for your exams, your medical skills, and your OPP, as well as certain exercises and activities that your resident directors of medical education will have you come together for. And so second year, for 1 day or 2 half days, you will be working with a preceptor, and you will be getting that clinical experience with adults and pediatrics. And then your third and fourth year are similar to most medical institutions where you will do specific rotations. So what separates SOMA from other institutions is the CHC model, which is specific to going to community health centers and rotating with community health centers, and the fact that you start in your second year and not your third.
Absolutely. One thing that's important and unique about AT Still University in general is AT Still University is whole body health, whole person health care. The idea is to produce practitioners, get practitioners from those areas, underserved areas, and then return them to service in those areas. So the CHC model is more explicit in the SOMA environment, but it is replicated throughout our entire university. All of our programs connect to community health centers in their rotation pieces. So it's really important. Also unique to ATSU is what you mentioned, the founding osteopathic medicine school. So osteopathy was founded at AT Still University. But before we leave, I want to get something out to our audience that you touched on that's really important, and it speaks to your discipline to play basketball and to put the kind of effort into being a good medical student and affords you this opportunity. That discipline is focus. It really is. You have to be a focused individual to be a good basketball player, which you competed at a high level. And you also have to be focused to do that and to also prepare yourself to be a good practitioner, to be a good doctor, and to get into medical school because it is difficult and highly competitive. So I applaud you on all that you've done to do that because I know how tough basketball life is, and I also, having taught in undergrad, know how tough the pre-med programs are that you were a part of. So thank you for what you've done and what you're doing to rectify the problems that we have in our society with regard to healthcare. And I look forward to all that you do and will do in the future. And thanks for taking time to talk to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, audience, for paying attention. Hopefully you are paying attention to what Renee had to say because it is pertinent to your lives as well. Learn more about AT Still University at www.atsu.edu/diversity. Come find out what getting there is all about. Diversity is more than you here, and we hope that you can be a part of our family. Have a great day. Look forward to talking to you soon. Goodbye.